Hi, welcome to the Fishing Dad. I'm Nate, and today we're going to go over the March-April Bank and Creek bag. So stay tuned. Alright guys, we're back. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to go over the March and April Bank and Creek bag. I just got it about a week ago. I've had a couple other things that I needed to do. So we're going to go over this bag today. Go through all the things. I'm going to give you price points on everything. And tell you what kind of value you're getting. Now, they're kind of, the Bank and Creek bags, they're good. They might not fit your need, but it's one of those things. If it's got a bunch of stuff in it that you're not going to use, then it's not worth it. But if it's got stuff in there that you're going to use or things that you've wanted to try, this is what comes in the bag. They curate it so that I believe every bag that, so like if my neighbor or my best friend or my fishing buddy got the same subscription, he'd get the same stuff in his bag. That's how I believe it works. So they curate it. They kind of match things up so that you're not getting some weights that you're not going to use with something else. So if they give you certain jig heads, they're going to give you the soft plastics to go with it. If you haven't seen my first bag that I did, check in one of these corners here or down in the description, and I'll have a link to the first bag that I reviewed. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm actually going to tilt you guys down so that you can see what comes in the bag. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we've got our bag. I think that's the right orientation for you guys. Yep, okay. So first off, just like in the other bag, in the other one, it comes in this bait school bag. I've already started putting my soft plastics in the first bag. I've kind of put all the lures in my tackle box the way that I kind of want them, but the soft plastics, this is going to make a pretty good soft plastic bag. Right now, the bag I'm using for my soft plastics is just a pencil zipper pouch. So we're going to kind of go through in the order that I priced them out at. So basically what I did, I went out and I Googled every single one of these baits, and I looked up the price if you got them individually, so that we can see if you bought everything individually, what would it cost you? And that kind of gives you an idea of what you're getting. So first thing that I priced out, the Booyah Bait Company Pond Magic. It's a 3/16 ounce spinner bait. Little guy. It's called Pond Magic. It's for smaller bodies of water, and most of these baits are for smaller bodies of water. It's got a nice little willow blade with a tiny little Colorado blade. It's going to give you a little bit of thump on it. You want to look at the information on the tag there if you can see it. But yeah, it's a nice little spinner bait. It's another one of those that I'm kind of interested in trying. I like spinner baits, so we'll set that one aside and we'll keep going. So the next things that I priced out, a couple of things. You're just going to get some worm weights, or you're going to get a couple of weights with this bag. So we've got the Bullet weights worm weight. They're 1/4 ounce worm weights, just your standard little worm weights. So we'll just go over the prices right away. The Pond Magic, that comes in at $4.50. And like I said, I just took like the first thing that I found in Google, and that's the price I went with. So you might be able to find them cheaper or more expensive depending on where you get them. So that was $4.50. This guy, $4.50. The Bullet worm, or the Bullet weights worm weight, 1/4 ounce. You get 10 of them, and those are going to be $3 if you buy them individually. Then we got some drop shot weights, the same company, Bullet weights. We got some drop shot weights. They're 3/16 ounce. You get 6 of them, and those are between $3 and $4 depending on where you get them. I priced them at $3.50 for, totaling everything up. So the cool thing about this bag is that you'll see where these come into play in a minute. So let's go into the next thing. Next thing is Eagle Claw laser sharps, the 2/0s, the wide gauge worm hooks. Those, you probably use them with your worm weights with any kind of Texas rig, or you can use them on standalone, wacky rig them, standalone Texas rig, however you want to do it. But those came in at $3.50 for 6 of them. I have actually seen these cheaper at Walmart, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to stick with that $3.50 because that's the first thing that came up when I Googled them. Another set of hooks. These are your drop shot hooks. These are ones that you're going to use in conjunction with your drop shot weights. And those came in at $4. They're size 2 hook. You get 10 of them. And yeah, they're just your standard drop shot hook. There are better hooks out there, but this is what came with the bag. So those came in at $4 for the 10 of them. Once again, you can find them cheaper elsewhere. What I was kind of excited to see in this bag is the next couple of things here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 different things. But we're going to start with the drop minnow. And once again, they curate these so that they come, so that you can use these things in conjunction together. So you got your drop shot hooks, your drop shot weights, and the drop shot minnow. And these are from Great Lakes Finesse. I was kind of excited to see these just because I've heard good things about Great Lakes Finesse. So these are let's see, they look like a 2-inch minnow. It says a size 2 drop shot minnow. It says right there, 2 3/4 drop shot minnow. You could put these on a jig head. You could, whatever, but they're designed to work with your drop shots. So those came in at $7 for what looks like 8 pieces. So 8 of them for $7. That's a little bit more than $1 a piece. But you can find them cheaper. I looked right on the Great Lakes, or I got the prices from Cabela's on these. I don't know if you can find them cheaper or not. These are, it is what it is. But those came in at $7. The colorway on this is just a matte 309, it looks like. Yep, matte 309 is what they call it. It's probably just their designation for their color. So $7 at that one. Then we got the Sneaky Swim jig, or Sneaky Swim Bait Jig. That is a 1/4 ounce swim head jig. Looks like a little fishy head. Little fishy head. You get 2 of them in the package. They're $7 a piece, or $7 for the package. Let's see what they call the colorway. Matte green pumpkin. So we've got a couple of soft plastics in here for swim baits that would work really good with. So I'll set that aside so I can show you the matchup on that. And then the last thing from Great Lakes Finesse, we've got it's called a finesse jig, and it's kind of hard to see in the package, so we'll open it up. And it looks, well, let's just go over, it's an 1/8 ounce finesse jig in the matte green pumpkin colorway. So basically it's just kind of this dark green, almost gunmetal colored jig head. With it's like a hair jig, except these aren't your typical hair jig things. It's more like a skirt. Let's see how stretchy that is. I'm a crappie fisherman, so I'm kind of hoping that this will play well with those crappies, maybe with a mimic or a gulp minnow on the end of it. But yeah, that's kind of excited for that one too. We'll leave that one right in the package. That one's kind of standalone. You can tip it with a smaller minnow if you want. I suppose you could try it on the drop shot, but so that was all the jigs. The rest of it is all soft plastics. So we're gonna pull all these soft plastics out, and we'll just go run down the line. The first thing was the Yum Pulse. So that's a 3.5 inch swim bait in the color of OG Bass. I believe they set this up to be worked together with the little swim bait and the soft plastic to go with it. So that finesse jig, I forgot to tell you, and these jigs, these are $7. These are $7. Everything in the Great Lakes stuff was $7. So the Yum Pulse comes in at $4. If you're watching clearance at the end of the year, you might be able to get them really, really cheap. Otherwise, I found them for $7, or $4. $4 on those. Then you get some Yum Dingers. The 4-inch Yum Dinger in the color of Natural Bass, and they're just they're like a Senko. I'm not going to tear them open just yet because it's not quite fishing season, but they have no tail. They're like a wacky worm. The nice thing about the Yum brand is on all of these stickers, they tell you what size hook to use with it. They make it kind of easy for you. But the Yum Dingers came in at $3, and you get 10 of those in there. And we got the Craw Poppy. And these are just the colorway is the Chartreuse Melon. They are a 2 3/4 craw style soft plastic. It tells you to use a size 2 hook or a 2/0 hook. Actually, it tells you to use a 4/0 offset. I bet they seem a little small for a 4/0, but so you get a pack of those, and those came in at $4. And then the last thing in the bag is Baby Christy Critter, and they're a little creature bait. They look like a little salamander or lizard. Midnight Orchid. Midnight Orchid is the colorway, and they are a 3.5 inch creature bait. And once again, it tells you use a 3/0 hook with it. But those came in at $4. So I'm going to tilt you back up because we've gone through all the baits now. Now, if you remember from my last video, they've got the subscription service. So every 2 months you get a bag. This bag is March, April. The last one was, obviously January, February. I'm not a big soft plastics guy because I'm not much of a bass fisherman. I prefer panfish, crappies. Every once in a while, hooking into a bass or a pike or anything else is fun and all. But for me, it's one of those things. If you are a bass fisherman, these baits are gonna be awesome for you. So the total, after I totaled everything up, $54.50 if you bought everything individually. So we'll just say $55. With the subscription, if you get the subscription, you're paying $35. If you just buy the bag without signing up for the subscription, you're paying $40. So is it a good value? Yes, it's a good value if you're going to use all this stuff. I probably will use it just because I have it, but I probably wouldn't go out and buy some of this stuff. I would probably buy this guy, this little jig, this finesse jig. I would probably go out and buy this spinner bait. As for the rest of it, I have been wanting to try drop shotting with smaller, crappie sized baits on it. So I would probably go buy this stuff. But the rest of it, I don't think that I would spend the money on it. That being said, if I went and bought all the stuff here that I said that I probably would buy, let's see, we got 4, 8, 12, another 7 is 19. I would probably, this stuff here that the spinner bait, the little jig, the drop shot setup stuff would cost me about $20. So yeah, it's a good value if you're going to use the stuff. I will use this stuff because I have it now, but I wouldn't go out and buy this stuff. But all in all, for $35, you're getting $55 worth of $35 you spend on the subscription, and you're getting about $55 worth of tackle. Great value if you're going to use it all. I will use it all because I have it now, but like I said, if I didn't get it in the subscription box, I wouldn't go out and buy most of this stuff because I have plenty of stuff that bass will bite on. In fact, I catch a lot of bass while I'm crappie fishing. So, but that being said, great value. Some good stuff in there. Like I said, the Great Lakes finesse stuff I was very, very interested in trying because I've heard good things about them. But we'll stick all this stuff in my tackle box and we'll get ready for the fishing season. The next box will be the May, June. So at the beginning of May, keep your eyes open for another one of these videos breaking down this tackle bag. So I'm probably only going to keep the subscription for 1 year, and then we'll try a different subscription box. But for now, this year, it's all about the Bacon Creek box. And yeah, so yep, great value. And that's about it for today's video. I'll see you soon. Have a good day.